Welcome, I'm John Nash. I'm currently the president of the Florida Tree Farm program, and I'm proud to announce the 2023 Tree Farmer of the Year, Terry Putnal, and his father, Howard, in memoriam for the Outstanding Tree Farmer of the Year. His father was obviously the leader of the tree farm and taught Terry everything he knows. And unfortunately, after 39 years in the tree farm program, he passed away a little over a year ago. It was Memorial Day weekend when we actually did the site tour here, and I thought it was appropriate that he was a Korean veteran. And I think that's very important that we do recognize our veterans. Terry has a vast amount of knowledge on how to manage vegetation, especially for his tree farm, which he does grow longleaf pine, and underneath the longleaf pine he does harvest pine straw.
Daddy bought this place in the early 80s. It was all farmland. The old gentleman growed tobacco on it, and we farmed it a few years, and then we planted it in pines. We've already cut one cycle off, and this is the second cycle that we have planted on this property. And we've had slash, loblolly, and then the next cycle was everything with longleaf. And it's worked very well for us down here, except one wet area across the creek we planted in loblolly because it was so wet. But it grew a fine slash crop the last cycle. The loblolly is not doing as good as the rest did, so we'll go back with loblolly or longleaf on that track the next cycle. All right, this is Norton Creek. Daddy bought that 40 acres over there, and to maintain where Norton Creek starts. This was Daddy's dream right here, to preserve all of this that you see right here, to where nobody can come in and log it. Nobody can ever bother it. And we have the creek here. We have a cypress head over there that the guy from the nursery years ago, Mr. Charles Webb, found a species of plant in there that's only there in the state of Florida. And so he told Daddy, he said, don't ever clear this. So Howard Putnal said, this is off limits, never clear it. So it will never be cleared. There's some more over yonder. We've got them spotted all over. There's probably 90, 100 acres of this type land down here preserved for the wildlife. On the recreation side, Daddy always wanted it to where all his youngins, grandyoungins, friends could come down here, hunt, fish, whatever. Everybody's getting something off the land. I said, Daddy planted these oaks here. They make a big acorn for the deer. I wanted to plant it in pines, but he wanted to plant it in something for the animals. So that's it. Daddy, we do what Howard Putnal says.
Now, you told me that your father wanted this to be preserved.
Yes.
The headwaters
all
of
the wetlands and headwaters around will forever be preserved.
Okay.
All this over here will always be preserved and will never be touched. For 7 years, there wasn't a drop of water out there. 2 years ago, we planted it. It was from a foot to 2 feet deep out there and drowned all the trees. And I told Daddy, I said, we should have planted it in rice paddies, you know. But I told Mama, instead of planting this back in pines, because there's only 10 acres of high ground in this fenced area. So I said, why worry with 10 acres of trees in the middle of nowhere, away from the other? And I said, let's just let it grow back natural. Raise cows on it. Yeah. That way all the animals can function over here. There's a deer right there. Oh. Yeah, look at there. The main go-to people I rely on is the Zach Butler, the local county forester from Madison, Jared Beecham, county forester from Lafayette County. They're my go-to guys. I've been to a lot of seminars that Chris has put on through the University of Florida. Daddy and myself both have. They inspired us with the type trees we plant today. Jared and Zach, I call them at least once, twice a week to say, well, you know, I got this problem here. What do you think about this? And they're undersold in the industry. They're your best go-to people you can call, is your local county foresters.
I was really impressed with his knowledge, and believe it or not, he shares that knowledge with anybody that would call him in and request his knowledge. He actually says he gets about 2 telephone calls a day from people who need advice. He has community outreach that's really important for the tree farming community.
Recreationally, Terry allows hunting on the property, but his main interest is vested in the history of the old Florida cracker horse and scrub cows. He maintains breeding herds of both and endorsed having the cracker horse become the state horse by joining others in a ride to Tallahassee.
My name is Chris Demers. I'm an Extension Program Manager at the University of Florida IFAS School of Forest, Fisheries, and Geomatic Sciences. I run our Florida Land Steward Extension Program at the school. I'm also the current Vice President for Communications for the Florida Tree Farm Program. Our program provides the educational and networking infrastructure for private landowners to serve private landowners with educational resources, events, information about ongoing programs that are provided by many of our partners, including the Florida Forest Service, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, the Natural Resources Conservation Service under the USDA, also the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service under the Department of Interior. We all work together to provide services, educational programs, financial assistance, to help landowners like the Putnals and others associated with the tree farm program and other programs to actively manage their resources for multiple benefits. I'd like to congratulate Terry Putnal and the whole family for their recognition and being awarded the 2023 Jon Gould Outstanding Florida Tree Farm of the Year. Congratulations, Terry and the family.
This is the generation that Daddy and I strive to build all this for, was the next generations, 2 generations, 3 generations down the road. And our hopes was always, even though we knew we would not live long enough to get any benefit off of it, that we would leave it to them to where they could. That was Daddy and my goal from the get-go. And we really hope that they follow up with it after I'm gone. In kind of closing, I would really like to thank my wife, Michelle, and my helper, Carlos. Carlos has been with us 12 years. Me and Michelle's been married 4 years, and she's instrumental in what we do.